August 29th, National Chop Suey Day. It's finally a Chinese dish. I've been waiting to get some. I thought there'd be more, Chinese takeout kind of dishes. Never even had chop suey in my life, let alone made chop suey. I have a huge wok here that I've used a bunch of times. I make fried rice on occasion. I make General Chow's all the time because I have a great recipe for that. So hopefully there's a day for that because I'd love to show you that one too. But chop suey just seems to be we're doing a chicken version today. Seems to be just a ton of vegetables stir fried with some noodles and a sauce. That's kind of what it seems like. There's a gazillion variations of this recipe online. So you just pick one that you want. I mean, we're not using a specific one as usual. We see a bunch of stuff. We pick from here, from there, whatever sounds good to us. We added more vegetables than most of the recipes, that I saw was specific vegetables. We added a bunch of different ones just because we really want to kick this thing up and make it like a huge chicken and veggie kind of dish. Okay, so there's nothing really specific, this amount, except for like the sauce ingredients, which I'll talk you through as we get started. Alrighty, first thing we got to do is get our chicken ready. So I diced up our chicken. I'm using white meat chicken. You can use thighs or whatever you like. Okay, I'm going to put that into my bigger bowl here. Actually, no. See, I'm skipping a step here. It's going to go in this bowl, but I want to mix the sauce for this first. Be right back. I'll tell you what you need. Alright, let's try that again. In this bigger bowl first, because we want to make our sauce first, then we're going to marinate our chicken for about an hour in that. I have about 4 teaspoons of oyster sauce, okay, which you can find in the Asian section of your supermarket where they have all the Chinese ingredients, okay. I have 2 tablespoons of sherry, dry sherry. There's a specific cooking wine, Asian cooking wine that you can use for this, but I couldn't find it in my section. And then I'm adding about a tablespoon and a half of cornstarch. Okay, let me just whisk those all together here, just to make this a little bit of a marinade. Now the cornstarch is pretty common. I've used that when I've made my other Asian dishes, Chinese food dishes, like the General Chow's. It makes it, when you fry your chicken after coating it with the cornstarch, it gives it that really nice crispy thing. Like when you go to the Chinese takeout and you get like sesame chicken or any of those, it's got that really crispy batter on it. That's what you're using, the cornstarch. Okay, so once this is mixed, I'm going to dump my chicken into here. And we're just going to coat this with this marinade and put it in the fridge for at least an hour to set up, okay? Okay, so let's get started. It's been a little while. Our chicken is all ready to go. I got my wok on a high heat here, a little bit of vegetable oil in there, okay? Because we're going to do our chicken first, and then we're going to take it out after it's cooked, and we're going to do all our vegetables and all that stuff. I also have a pot of water going because, sorry, I forgot to add this. We're going to be doing some Chinese noodles that we're going to do this over, okay? So that's going to be kind of cool. And these only cook in 3 minutes, so we love that. Put that over there. Okay, so once you know that your oil is nice and hot here, your wok is nice and hot, you're going to take garlic. About 3 or 4 cloves of garlic, minced up, okay? Now, all these things, like I said, there's so many variations, so you go as heavy or as light as you like on certain ingredients. If you like more garlic, you like your Chinese food to have a real garlic kick, go heavy. Okay? So as you can see, our oil is nice and hot here. So we're just going to saute this garlic for just a minute or two because that's so minced up it's going to cook up really quick. And then what we're going to do is take our chicken here and we're just going to drop this in. It's all coated with this cornstarch mixture, like I said, so it's going to get that nice crispy coating, I'm thinking, on the outside, okay? So carefully, we're going to add this to our wok. So our chicken is done. We took that out of here, put that off to the side. Now we're going to start sauteing our vegetables. The stuff that takes the longest, your celery, just again, no specific amounts. Your onion, white onion, and your carrots. We're just going to stir fry these first. You can hit this with a little bit more oil. We're going to just stir fry these first because they take the longest to get tender, okay? Just let those cook down a little bit. There's a little bit more vegetable oil on there. Okay, so let me drain my noodles here. Make sure you get all the way. It really does take like 3 minutes. Seems like these are like the ones you get in like one of those cup of noodles. I forgot what they're called. Like, I can't think of the name of it. I was thinking of it before, and I had it in my head, and now I forgot what the heck they call it. They're like those cup of noodles. I can't think of it. If you think of it, let me know. Unless I say it before the end of the show. What you're going to do to that now is take about, I don't know, about a tablespoon, maybe a little bit more of sesame oil, and you're going to drizzle that on your noodles here. And then you're just going to kind of toss that around. That's going to help keep them from sticking to each other, hopefully. And it's going to add that nice sesame flavor to our noodles here when we add all this other stuff on top. It's going to give it a nice little sesame kick, okay? So I'm just stirring that together, spilling it on the floor. Okay, keep that off to the side, and we'll have that later, okay? So in the meantime, I'm just going to keep sauteing, or pan frying, or stir frying my veggies, okay? And then next to that, we're going to add our sliced water chestnuts, okay? And let's see, and our bok choy. We chopped up some baby bok choy, and we're going to add that in there too, okay? And let's really just... Okay, so then to that, we just keep adding veggies as we go, okay? The stuff that seems to go the fastest, we wait till the end. I saw a recipe that said add some cabbage leaves and let them wilt down. What I did was took some Brussels sprouts and pulled some leaves off, and I'm just going to sprinkle those in and let those kind of wilt down. I mean, it's cabbage, right? It's the same thing. It's a little baby cabbage. I'm also going to throw in my sugar snap peas and my bean sprouts. A lot of veggies in here. And you know what? I'm going to throw my mushrooms in now too, because that'll give up some nice liquid. That'll be good to help, all this stuff kind of stir fry together. So just mix that all together. Get in there. No escaping. Okay, and we're just going to stir fry all of this and let it all just cook down. Just every couple minutes, give it a turn, but don't be afraid to let it sit for a few minutes and actually really cook up and crisp up, okay? So we got some really nice color going on our vegetables there in our wok. Okay, they've been stir frying for a few minutes. You can see they really look fantastic. Nice and softened up, but yet some of them will still have that nice crunchy bite to it, which is what you want. Okay, for the final step of our chopped suey, I know you're saying, what about the chicken? Yeah, chicken's going back in. Okay? Chicken's going back in, and then over here, I have about 3 cups of chicken stock that I'm going to whisk some cornstarch into. I guess about, I don't know, maybe 2 teaspoons of cornstarch I'm going to whisk into this chicken stock mixture here. Because what we're going to do is add this to that, and we're going to let this cook, and this is going to become our sauce. It's going to thicken up and become our sauce for our chop suey, okay? So let this cook, and this is also going to, finish cooking the veggies and the chicken and everything else, okay? So just let this sit there and simmer. Don't cover it. Just mix it all together. Let it get as high a temp as it can, and let it cook, and then we'll have a nice sauce that this is all these flavors are going to kind of come together, and then we'll spoon this over our sesame oil infused noodles, and we'll be ready to eat. Okay, so let this cook till it's nice and thick. So you see that this is like, you know, when you get Chinese food and you get that thick sauce on your Chinese food. Alrighty? There we go. It's been reducing and reducing. The sauce has thickened up a little bit. Now, the only thing I would have done differently, again, I've never made chop suey before. The only thing I would have done differently, I probably would have not cooked I would have probably cooked the vegetables less and put the sauce in and let it reduce down, because it kind of wilted kind of took all the nice, bright, vibrant color of our dish here. Anyway, I'm going to take my, oh, look at that. It's a big ramen noodles, that's it. I'm just going to separate these a little bit. I got my big pasta bowl here. I figure this is what I use for when company comes, but no company's coming, so I might as well get some use out of it. I'm going to put that in there, and I'm just going to ladle some of this mixture over the top of our ramen noodles, just because that way whatever we don't eat, I could just throw, you know, into a container, and tomorrow I could make some rice and throw the rest of this over rice or something. I made a huge batch of this, obviously, so you don't have to make this much, but if you're going to do it, you might as well. Nothing wrong with leftovers, especially Chinese leftovers, right? Give my bowl a little wipe here, and there you go. Chop suey! We got chop suey. All right, let me get a dish and spoon some of this out and do our tasting, and then we're going to sit down and eat. Alrighty, see you in a bit. 2 minutes, be right back. Okay, I just want to get the tasting done quick because, you know me, I like to tell you what I think and move on and go sit down and eat, okay? So, let me just get some of this ramen noodles here. Look at this. Get a piece of chicken. Snow pea. You're trying to get everything in one bite. Might be a little too big of a bite I'm making here for myself. And it's going to be hot. But I could smell the sesame oil on the noodles. It's going to add a nice flavor to the sauce that we did with this. Oh my god, this is really good. Very tasty. The water chestnuts still have that nice crunch to them. So the snow peas. Tender, but that little bit of crunch. Great flavor with the sauce. And like I said, the ramen noodles tossed with that sesame oil just adds a whole another layer of flavor when you take a bite with the noodles. Would definitely do this one again. You saw how we did it. Sauce was nice and easy to do. You add or take away vegetables, what you like, what you don't like, more of what you like. You saw how easy it was today. Great mix of vegetables and chicken. And these great ramen noodles. Easy one to do. You can do chop suey yourself. Is it the authentic chop suey? I don't know. I'd have to go get some from the Chinese restaurant and put them side by side and see. But I think it's a pretty damn good Chinese dish all on its own, whether it's chop suey or not. Alright, so if you don't feel like making it, go get some. Chinese. It's everywhere. On every corner there's a Chinese place you can get some chop suey. But I say make this one. Alrighty, see you tomorrow, everybody.